Ricardo Ocasio, and CJ Ross. Getting out of the blue corner, wearing the white trunks, he weighed in at 135 pounds with a record of 11 wins, 1 loss, 7 wins coming by way of knockout. Originally from Uzbekistan, now fighting out of Houston, Texas, please welcome Baha Mamajano! And his opponent fighting out of the red corner, wearing the red, white, and blue. He weighed in at 134 pounds. He is undefeated with a record of 14 wins, no losses, 11 wins coming by way of knockout. Originally from Cuba, now fighting out of Miami, Florida, the former 2-time Cuban national champion, currently ranked number 3 in the world by the WBA. He is Angelo, the Cuban Cobra Santana!
Okay, fellas, trunks are good on both sides. Gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I want to caution you to keep this fight clean at all times. Protect yourself at all times. And what I say, you must obey. Good luck to both of you. Touch them up.
Let's take a look at the numbers to do. I think the story of this fight may be told very early in this fight.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, there's so many times I ran into Frank Tate, who's his trainer, working Mamajano's corner. He's got to jump on him, and he's got to put intelligent pressure. He don't want to be caught coming in, because I look at Santana, you know, he's aggressive, but I look at him as an aggressive counterpuncher. He'll sit there and wait and kind of cover up behind his guard and then look for openings. So Mamajano needs to be careful when he's coming in. He needs to give him some head movement and side-to-side movement like Steve was talking about.
You know, one of the things I really like about Santana, Steve, is he's always on balance, doesn't waste a lot of punches. Good example right there.
Yeah, it's important not to bang with that left hand from too far. In terms of amateur experience, Santana, we know is Cuban, but most of his experience was local, not international. Mamajano, about 200 amateur fights, lots of international experience. He was the Asian champion in 05. And in terms of pro experience, well, neither fighter with a lot of fights Santana threw around because he scored some knockouts.
Work out. Stop.
And early in this fight, right now, Santana has Mamajano going backward, and that's exactly where he doesn't want to be.
Yeah, Santana's pressing the action, and I'm going to talk about Santana's balance. Look at the way he carries his weight right in the center. You know, his balance is so good, good leverage, and sometimes he carries his weight on the back of his leg to add the most power out of his left hand. Now, Mamajano, he's got the problem, the tendency to lead. He lunges with his left hand, and that's where the problem could be. He could get countered with an uppercut, left uppercut, right hook combination, and cause him to go down.
And you see how quick Santana brings those punches, too. That was a very quick left hand a minute ago. Not only brings them quick, he gets them back quick.
And to take Raul's point a step further, yes, they're both southpaws, but Mamajano's a natural righty. Santana's a natural lefty, so we'll see if that plays in. Usually when a southpaw is a natural righty, he has a good right hook. I haven't seen that punch much watching Mamajano against Darlie Perez or his other fights.
See Santana just trying to measure his man. That's
yes,
the jab you talked about
right.
that he needs.
They both have more or less the same kind of jab. You see, it's really not a hard jab. They kind of just place it out there to kind of lure you in and set you up with other combinations. And you got to understand, I mean, you see this in amateur international tournaments, Cuba versus Uzbekistan, you know, in big international tournaments. So they both come from kind of like the same schooling, but this is the pros, and, you know, let's see who could make the right adjustments and come away with the win here tonight.
Mamajano with a little left hand there, but you pointed this out, he lunges with his punches.
Yes.
Doesn't set down quite as much as Santana would.
And Mamajano he's waiting. He waited too much in this round. Let's see what happens in the corner now.
Bilamizki kanalimizda sportga qiziqadigan akalarimiz juda ko'p. Sizlar uchun kommentariyada ishonchli silka qoldirdim. Omad silkasi orqali o'tib barcha sport turlaridan mo'maygina pul ishlab oling. Saytga o'tib ro'yxatdan o'ting. Hisobingizni xohlagan summaga to'ldiring va sizga va'da qilingan 3 million so'mni qo'lga kiriting.
Both corners, I think, very confident that their man did what he was supposed to do in that first round.
Well, I think they both fought according to form. If you're looking for a lot of punches, these are not the guys. Now, the average lightweight punch per round is 62 punches. And Santana threw 35 in the first round, Mamajanoff 37. But the difference is that Santana's got the bigger racer, so he doesn't have to throw that many punches.
Well, that's it.
Stop!
Raul pointed out that if Mamajanoff is really going to have a legitimate chance in this fight, he's got to be busier than Santana.
Well, at the top, I talked about Mamajanoff maybe moving in and out. He's really not doing that. He's kind of using lateral movement. And the problem when he fought Darley Perez, he lost by split decision. He fought okay, but he wasn't busy enough. Might be the same problem tonight.
I think he feels Santana's strength. You know, if you look at Santana, he's just walking him down. Frame defense is keep his guard up. He takes some of Mamajanoff's punches, and he's looking for openings.
Very much like he did, Steve, against Garcia.
Yes.
I mean, it was almost the same fight he fought against Garcia. When he found the opening, it was good night.
See, Garcia was successful to some extent when he pushed him back and Santana was laying on the ropes, but the only mistake he made is he was standing up too straight, he squared up, and everything was too wide, and that's what Santana ate him up with punches down the middle.
Well, there are punchers who walk into the ring and want to take your head off from the opening bell. You can see Santana's not that kind of puncher.
No, it's one of the things I like about him, actually.
Up, bring him up.
And the question, one of the questions about Santana is when he can't land that left hand, what does he do to compensate?
Right.
Is he busy enough? Does he score enough? Is his defense good enough?
He'll get there with that left hand. Came over the top with another left hand.
You know, I think Mamajanoff is being, a little bit, he's a tricky fighter, and I think he's, look at Santana, he looks a little bit anxious, and the reason I think why he's anxious is because, oh, nice.
That was anxious. Slipped a right hand.
He was off balance, but he did go down.
7, 8, okay?
And that was a clean knockdown. If you think he might have stepped on his foot, he did not. I don't believe Mamajanoff was hurt by that punch, but
My point that I was saying, Barry, is I think Santana is trying too hard to look for that knockout. He looks a little bit anxious to me, guys.
he's starting to find a home for that right hand, though.
Action from round two. Knockdown came out of nowhere. That's a jab.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's a jab. It's a hard jab. And let's look at the feet of the fighters. Was there a problem here? Two lefties. No. They weren't stepping on each other's feet. Mamajanoff down 2 times in his career, and we talk about the left-handed power of Angelo Santana.
Let's go.
This is the third round. Mamajanoff slipping the right hand in. Another right hand by Mamajanoff. Well, his corner told him he had to be busy.
See, he's being a lot smarter now, Barry, by keeping his hands up. You know, sometimes he lowers his hand, work the body. That's what he's got to do. Work the body. Keep working the body like that and push him back. Push Santana back. Get him out of that comfort zone.
Santana trying to lure him in. You can see him tap his gloves like, come on. Mamajanoff right at the moment having his best minutes of the fight so far.
And Mamajanoff needs to break his rhythm by giving him some feints, you know, some head feints, some jab feints, some head movement. That'll break a guy's rhythm. He does it at times, and then he waits and he sits back.
Slipped the left hand in and got Santana going backward. Another right hand, not a big right hand, but it got there. left hand by Mavizhanov. Mavizhanov in the midst of the best round